It's Friday, March 6th. Thank you for joining us. His Excellency President David Granger said the next 5 years will see the provision of a better life for all Guyanese. Details in this report.
Thanking supporters for their exceptional support in March 2, President David Granger Thursday evening promised Guyanese that the coming 5 years will be one where their lives will be improved tremendously. He met with supporters who had converged at the party's headquarters moments after the Guyana Elections Commission had announced the results of the March 4 statements of poll.
Tonight, APNU and AFC have come to tell you thanks. We worked hard. We covered all of the regions. We laid out our plans. You know what we stand for, and you supported us. Over the next 5 years, we are going to make life better for you.
The president said that the new term in office will provide opportunities for especially the young people to have better jobs, for mothers to be lifted out of poverty, and public servants to have more monies in their pockets.
We are serious about our promises to you. We want you to have a better life. This is not about oil. This is about Guyanese living a decent life. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. APNU thanks you. AFC thanks you.
President Granger said that the coalition has been working together as it wants to see all Guyanese live in dignity. He said he strongly believes that only the APNU-AFC coalition can deliver that good life. For InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
In the meantime, campaign co-chair of the Partnership for National Unity plus Alliance for Change coalition, Joseph Harmon, has given a statement on the swearing-in of the president. He explained that the process has been delayed because of a court action. Here now is the full statement.
The elections, of course, in Guyana, all of the results for the 10 electoral districts are in now. The last was the results for District 4, which is East Coast, Georgetown, East Bank, Demerara. Those numbers, when you add them up, shows clearly that the APNU AFC are well ahead of any of the other political parties that have contested these elections. What that means is that the next step should be for a declaration to be made by the Chief Elections Officer, followed by a meeting of the Guyana Elections Commission and a confirmation of those results by the Commission. Thereafter, the chairman sends a statement to the Chancellor of the Judiciary, who will then act upon that to have the president sworn in. So that is these are the steps that are to be taken. The commission was meeting today. In fact, they should have met today to conclude those processes when it was served with an injunction on behalf of the People's Progressive Party. That injunction, of course, has several defects in the view of our attorneys. However, the chairman of the Elections Commission, herself being a former Justice of Appeal, decided that she will follow what the court says and have agreed that this procedure for the swearing in of the president will be put on hold and that the parties will go to court tomorrow at 10 o'clock, that is to the High Court, where the injunction is will sought to be discharged. So that the situation has been put on hold until such time that that matter is discharged, and we expect that that to be done tomorrow. Once that is done, it will then clear the way for the commission to meet and for them to issue that statement, which will clear the way for the president to be sworn in. It is our expectation that this matter will be treated with some amount of speed, because the security situation in the country, which seems to have been to be promoted and I would say the intellectual authors of this situation is the PPP and their call for the supporters to get engaged in the sorts of lawlessness that we have seen today at Bath and at several other places on the coast in Region 3, Region 4, and Region 5. In fact, I hear some things also happening in Region 6. So this is not a good situation, and we would like to have this matter dealt with very quickly. And so in order for there to be calm, stability, restraint, we have to have the president sworn in very quickly, and that his government be able to take the necessary steps to guarantee the peace, stability, and security of the people of this country. That is important. And also I want to take this opportunity to call upon the PPP leadership to exercise some amount of leadership and ask their supporters to refrain from the type of physical damage which I saw today occurring. There are children who are going home from school who were injured simply because they were in a DVG bus. That is nonsense. We are going to be sending some of our ministers to go to check the family and to check with the children to ensure that they are okay. But I'm calling on the leadership of the PPP to be responsible and not to allow our country to degenerate into strife. We have a beautiful country. We are blessed with resources by the Almighty, and it is in all our interests to make sure that we ensure that a good life for all Guyanese is preserved. We will work assiduously to ensure that good life and to make sure that progress continues in this country as we move it forward into a decade of development. One other point I just wanted to make is that, again, I want to iterate the President's call for calm and for people to act with restraint. We call on not only the PPP, but we call on our supporters as well not to be provoked by these incidents which are taking place. It is part of a grand scheme by the PPP to make this country ungovernable. And we have to make sure that they don't succeed. I am convinced that the Guyanese people are right thinking and that they are conscious about what is at stake at this time, and should not fall prey to this kind of political machinations on the part of Barra Jagdeo and his PPP.
President David Granger this morning met with CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Erwin LaRocque and representatives of the Organization of the American States to discuss matters related to the 2020 regional and general elections.
During his meeting at the Ministry of the Presidency, President Granger reiterated that the March 2020 general and regional elections were orderly and in full compliance with the law and the Constitution. He reminded that GCOM is a constitutional body and it is unlawful for the executive to interfere in the operations of the Commission. The head of state said that it is not the role of the executive to interfere in the work of the Commission and emphasized that he has not acted unlawfully. President Granger had also briefed Commonwealth Secretary General Baroness Patricia Scotland and Chairman of CARICOM, the Right Honourable Mayor Motley, via telephone. Yesterday, the head of state had also briefed diplomats from Britain, the United States of America, Canada, and the European. For InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
The violent actions of the People's Progressive Party supporters at Bath Settlement has led to the injury of 4 school children and police officers. Here is that report.
Bath Settlement on the west coast of Berbice has seen violent protesting by supporters of the PPP following Thursday's declaration of regional elections for District 4. A school bus transporting children that attended school in Belladrum was attacked, with a number of children injured. Friday's unrest saw blocking and burning of roads, destruction to public property, and the assault on police officers, most notably with bottles and other projectiles. The violent protesters have also blocked traffic in a number of areas, preventing citizens from going about their daily activities. Lusignan on the east coast of Demerara saw a larger number of PPP supporters protesting, causing unrest beginning Friday morning. It is only after a prolonged period did one member of the opposition address the violent protests, subtly asking protesters to keep the peace. At 4 p.m., well beyond the period of violent protests, the leader of the opposition issued a message to the supporters. On Thursday, leaders of the PPP on several occasions disrupted the work of GCOM at its command center. Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
More news after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Sunday, March 8th is International Women's Day, and in observance of the day, today we feature popular Guyanese female artiste Charmin Blackman.
Please make way for the one, the only, Charmin Blackman.
International Women's Day is a great occasion for Guyana's renowned artist, Charmin Blackman.
All around the world, atrocities are being meted out to women. I have come from a part of the world where I don't experience that, but women on the whole work 24/7, in some way or the other, and so Mother's Day and Women's Day are like intertwined, where there's a little break to recognize the woman and all her attributes and the things that she does, and to say thank you.
Since discovering her aptitude back in 1988, Blackman has been playing an integral role in the lives of women through her work. The vocalist deems herself as a role model for future female singers, citing that as a woman in entertainment, one has to make it advantageous. Blackman had some positive advice for upcoming female artists.
In my case, I believe that as a female artist, I believe that I stand up as a role model for singers up and coming. That you do not have to do these things, to go against the grain, that you might know deep down in your heart that it's not right. To go against the grain, to be you, yes, you must be you, and being you, you must be able to show you and not be penalized for it. Okay, I decided, well, I'll have all my clothes on, oh no, she's this and she's that, You must be you and be comfortable with what you're doing, and portray that, I always try to portray good music in terms of the topics, speak to those things in the society, nothing lewd and obnoxious. I try to maintain that, and as a woman, I think that I need to stand up in that area.
Among other massive plans, Blackman said in 2020, she's thinking big, especially for women empowerment.
For this year, another album. For this year, I'd like to do a show, a live show, like you would go to Mariah Carey's show or Beyonce's show. I want to do a show like that. I have lots of songs that I can hold an audience for an hour and a half. So with the full works, dancers and everything. I'm hoping that I can do it for my birthday, which is October 28th. That would be my focus. On International Women's Day, women, be strong, be faithful. There's always glory in being faithful. Be strong, be faithful, be vigilant. It's our day, enjoy it.
For InfoHub, I am Kellon Rover.
Now we meet with Stacey Rahman, a woman whose work showcases the beauty of Guyana to the world. Here's our final report from Natasha Smith.
Stacey Rahman is the creator of Visit Guyana, a very popular platform where Guyana's tourism product is highlighted. Rahman and her husband are the owners of the Krista Marketing Company. However, 5 years ago, while living abroad, she took an interest in showcasing Guyana to her colleagues.
An effort to really showcase what Guyana was all about, because most of them had just heard about Jonestown. So we wanted to show them our rich culture, cuisine, you know, everything that makes Guyana special. We created a Facebook page and we started to upload different types of information so that our colleagues would be able to see, okay, Guyana is really special. It's not just Georgetown, it's so much more.
And that's how it started, because she believes that the people wanted to see something positive about Guyana. Since the page was created 5 years ago, it now has thousands of followers from various parts of the world, and the brand has expanded.
We do 2 magazines annually. One is the Visit Guyana magazine, and the other is the Lime Dining on Wine Restaurant Guide. So both new editions will be out shortly, but again, the page got so popular it was almost impossible for us to answer everybody's questions that were coming in. So the magazine really filled that gap.
The Visit Guyana brand also supports the work of the Guyana Tourism Authority and other tourism stakeholders in promoting their product. Rahama noted that the page has sparked a lot of interest from the Guyanese people, who themselves have been inspired to share their pictures and stories about their travels around the country. Last December, at the first Guyana Tourism Awards, Visit Guyana was awarded for Destination Support Services.
As women, it is important for us to, understand our role in basically empowering the next generation of not only women and girls, but everybody, young people. It is important for us to empower them with the knowledge, with the skill, with the positivity, with all of the things that it takes to make Guyana continue to develop and prosper.
The next step is to launch a mobile app which will reach a wider audience and target the tourist market, and work with others in the sector who have similar interest in working towards Guyana's tourism goals. Reporting for InfoHub, Natasha Smith.
That's all for today. Connect with us on all our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Much more news is on our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye for now.